I just want to start this video off by saying I'm sorry because I'm going to be talking probably lower. I blew out my right eardrum. But we're going to get it, and we're still going to roast these two idiots. So something really starts making sense now. When it comes to Meghan and her little Sussex brand or name or whatever it is, right? It makes sense now. The speculation mounting about the two idiots, and Meghan in particular, and how they've embraced Sussex, but not just as a title, as their de facto family name. Now, when she originally did this, it was very obvious why, especially in season 1 of With Love Meghan. She was doing it as a hedge, and that's why I headlined it what I did. They're hedging their bets because let's just say, right, hypothetically, that the titles are taken away. Now, that hasn't happened in almost 6 years, so we're not saying that it's going to, but if it does, right, you can really see how now that Sussex is her name and his, I guess, even though it's Mountbatten and Windsor and all that, that if Sussex is her name, then she'll be able to go out in the press and be like, no, they can't take my title. It's a piece of who I am. We had talked about that with the season 1. So now, if true, this would mean that Harry's titles, were they ever legally removed, the couple could still present themselves as brand Sussex. So it makes sense. And it makes even more sense because she did it twice. Remember the first time she said, she told Mindy Kaling, oh, my name is Meghan Sussex. And when we all heard that, we're like, what the shit are you talking about? What? That's dumb. That's really, really stupid. But now she's called herself, as in her last name, right? You know how people have a first name and a last name. Now she's called herself in this last Bloomberg Circuit interview. She says it's Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It's not Meghan Markle, the, Duchess of Sussex. So you can really see what she's doing. PR experts say the move is calculated, though risky, by cementing themselves as brand Sussex. The two idiots are insulating their image. What image? An image of failure? Because that's what it is, as we've all known. Making them, yes, very true. But this also is making them look desperate to cling to relevance. And also, let's just say this, also to cling to the racist and oppressive royal family. What? It's the truth. I wish someone could tell them to their face, if you said, okay, we're not making this up on YouTube, we're not making this up in Megxit, if you said that the royal family is racist and oppressive, what's Harry going to say? No, the British press said that. Of course, Harry. All right, get the hell out of here. But if they said that, why do they want the name? Why do they want the connection? Oh, money. That's why. Because of a brand, as this says. The quote goes on, when you're redefining your surname in public, it's less about heritage and more about optics. Using Sussex as a brand name is clever in the short term. I don't really think so. I think it shows massive desperation, but fine, we'll give it to them, whoever is saying this bullshit. Clever in the short term, but it reinforces the idea that their identity is manufactured. Well, it's given to them, literally. The Queen gave them that. And in some ways, I wish she wouldn't have, right? Because then we wouldn't have to be dealing with all this crap. It's not organic, and audiences sense that. Recycling this branding narrative in both With Love, Meghan, and Bloomberg shows that Meghan is testing public tolerance. If people don't buy into it, the entire strategy collapses. That's not true. She's going to do it whether people like it or not. Same thing as the HRH. I'm going to end it off here. She's been using the HRH in private the whole time, in my opinion, all 5 years. There's no way that she's been not doing that, especially when we saw it on that stupid little card. So I got to say, I think that when it comes to that last one, to testing the public tolerance if people don't buy into it, nobody buys into it already. Nobody cares. Everyone thinks she's a loser. But of course, she's going to do this just to hedge her bets.